says business shows have to be boring? Not here at Small Business Celebrations Meat and Potatoes. We do a deep dive on one particular subject with our guests, give them a chance to fight back about comments on them from the internet.
And we play games!
And we play games also that you can learn the personalities of our guests so that you know that you too can own a business. But we can't do that without our presenting sponsor and our location sponsor. At Oliver & Associates Real Estate, we know that buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction, but a life moment. That's why they're committed to building relationships that last. They take the time to completely understand your needs, your dreams, your stories, so they can find you not just a house, but a home. Give Oliver & Associates a call at 661-808-3444 or check them out at yourrealtor.us today. Today's Meat and Potatoes episode location is brought to you by Finn Gallery, an ultra-modern art gallery located in downtown Bakersfield, California, featuring the artworks of the modern abstract artist Johnny Ramos. Whether you're looking for artwork for your office, your home, or a postcard you can send as a thank you note, go to Finn Gallery, located at 900 18th Street in Bakersfield, or give them a call at 661-840-8729 today.
What are you doing?
I'm practicing my Irish jig.
Why?
Because after this, we're going to go to McGarry's Irish pub and go dancing.
Thank goodness there's tables to hide his jig.
Welcome to Small Business Celebrations Meat and Potatoes. And this week our guest is George Masud, the owner of Legends Lounge and Event Center and McGarry's Irish Pub. Welcome to Meat and Potatoes.
Thank you for having me on the show.
And for visionaries who don't know who you are you and what is it that you do?
George Masud. I am the owner of Legends Event Center and Restaurant Bar and Grill and McGarry's Irish Pub.
Now, visionaries, if you didn't catch George's episode 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was fantastic. And one of the great things about Meat and Potatoes is we get to hear back from visionaries just like you on what did we forget to talk about? Or, you really should have talked more about this. And one of the things that we got a lot of comments back on is, George, we love to hear you talk about the restaurant business. The problem is what's a good margin? Because we talked about, how you make money, but the question is, how do you figure out what your margins are?
Well, there's a thing that I normally work on, and a lot of restaurants do work on it for the most part, and it's called a 30-30-30.
Okay.
So what that is you're working off of 30% on your labor cost, 30% on your food cost, and 30% on your overhead, which leaves you 10%. So 10% is a good solid number in the restaurant business. But, it fluctuates depending on rent, so on. Labor cost is the one that you got to pay attention to the most.
And when you have a situation where the price of beef spikes pretty big, like it is right now, this cuts into that 10% a lot.
It absolutely does.
How do you go through and figure out what to offset? Because customers are finicky about that. They only want to spend X amount of dollars on their lunch or dinner. And yet you've got these other costs like the cost of beef that goes up and fluctuates. How do you offset that?
Well, just from all your proteins, your produce, your alcohol costs, soda costs, it's all going up right now. Right. So you definitely right now feel it. Now, as a business owner, you have to make a strong decision. Do you raise your prices up a couple dollars?
Right.
Do you want to maintain it? We've maintained at Legends and McGarry's. So our prices have not went up.
But it's coming.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see where this goes here in the next 60 days. But right. If the first things first is you're going to cut labor costs. Before I raise my prices, I like to cut the labor costs down, and obviously being family owned with my wife and I, cut down labor hours with us fulfilling the hours.
So your wife gets to spend more time in the back whether she likes it or not.
She is working back there, trust me.
That also leads to that uncomfortable conversation where you have to have with that employee in the back that says, you're doing a fantastic job, but...
Hardest part.
It is.
Especially when you do have to cut a certain employee, possibly fire them, lay them off,
right.
Or just cut their hours because they got a family to feed. That could lead to them leaving you. You do got to pick and choose wisely on how you want to do this, but obviously first things first is business first.
One of the things I saw the other day is I was at a restaurant and I noticed that they had their print of their menu that was laminated.
Yeah.
And they'd gone over it with a Sharpie and changed the prices.
comments.
Do you ever find yourself in that kind of a situation?
No, we are doing a menu change. We are adding stuff, but no, I would never do that. I got OCD, and there's no way I could do that. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Well, you know what this means. This means we get to do comments from the internet. Now, one of the great things about this show is because George's episode ran 2 or 3, 4 weeks ago, is we got comments from Visioneers just like you, some of them nicer than others. And this is an opportunity for George to fight back and go after some of those haters and show them who's boss. Are you ready?
Yes. I didn't hear any negative comments.
Okay, all right. First one comes from a certified goof unit. Now that's a clever name. That's a clever handle. A certified goof unit. And certified goof unit says AI is the way to go. The fewer employees turnover headaches, the better. So the question is, and I think this is based off of your comment that you've had some of the same staff at McGarry's for what, 6 years?
6 years now.
And how have you kept that turnover rate down so you don't have to go AI and replace them with computers?
You obviously have to take care of them.
And how do you do that?
Not just pay, but you got to respect them too. You know, people think just throwing them $1 or $2 an hour is going to fix the issue, and it's not. I'm not going to speak on behalf of my employees. I hope they do love me.
Sure.
But I've always been more of involved with their day-to-day operations, take care of them. I don't disrespect them. We joke around here and there, train them, you know.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, yes, at McGarry's, it's been a blessing that, you know, all the ones that have stuck around. Obviously, everyone that's been with me has been there for 5, 6 years now.
Right.
You know, some have left. You know, they've moved on to other jobs. Now, in the restaurant business at Legends, it's new. It's only been an hour a day.
That's only because you purchased the restaurant from somebody else.
I did.
Inevitably, there's going to be some turnover because they like the old owner and you're different and they didn't like change.
Yeah. And we have gotten rid of a lot of their, you know, from the 1933 staff moving over to Legends. I've hired a lot of new people. I kind of gauge that myself. I interview them. I've kept the good ones, you know, that have been there. Not that the other ones were bad or anything like that,
Right.
but they just probably didn't meet my expectations on it. I mean, they could be doing well wherever they're at.
What's some of the perks that you give or you offer these employees that makes them want to stick around?
Number one, the most important thing is respect them. You know, respect them, pay them what they're worth. When they do something wrong, talk to them about it, fix it. I've heard horror stories from some of my employees that have worked at other places and bosses yell at them, disrespect them,
Right.
make them feel like, you know, they're nothing. And I don't do that because what I've always done is you come in as one, you leave as one. Just treat them like family. You know what I'm saying? If they need help and you can afford to help them, help them. And I just believe they will give that back to you in the long run. You want to go through that headache of, you know, not taking care of one and watching a new person come in, you never know. Obviously being
That gets expensive.
Oh, it does get expensive. And most importantly, I mean, it can get really expensive because they can steal from you.
And sue you.
And sue you. Yeah.
All right, well, that's the first one. You ready for our second one?
Yes.
Okay, our second one comes respawn philosophy. Respawn philosophy. Okay. Being friends, in quotes, with your customer is fine until there are too many to be your quote-unquote friend, and then they stop coming. It sounds like this is a business owner that is trying too hard to be friends with too many people and not able to do that. Is that possible?
Okay, so this is a tricky one, but no. I am one of those owners that I do want to be friends and get to know the art. Most people from my prior business know me from Waterfall Cleaners.
Right.
I've always had that personal contact with dealing with where they text me personally, hey George, blah, 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 whatever. They don't call the store. I think in the long run, it's gonna weigh in your favor. Yes, I understand the question. You know, you have so many friends, you know, you piss one off, it could trickle into a couple other ones, but it's not in me. I'm always the one that's trying to fix it. I'm always the one in operation. I will stand on the floor at Legends, help customers, shake their hands, check on their food, make sure they're drinking. And if I have to go in the back and wash dishes, I'll go back there and wash dishes. I do believe that as a business owner, being friends with them, and not just, I'm not saying like, let's go out and hang out at nighttime type of friend either. I mean,
There's a line.
There's a line, but like friends to where they can come in, you know their name, you go, you sit down with them for an X amount of time, make them feel at home. And to me, that's all it's been.
You have just brought up a key that a lot of restaurateurs don't get. And that is you work on the business and not in the business. Meaning you're not the person in the back flipping hamburgers. You're not the person behind the bar pulling drinks. You're not the person that's going through in the office doing the accounting. You're the forward-facing person that's meeting all the guests and engaging all the guests and building up the business because that's your part. You're the business
Correct.
owner. How did you learn that mental philosophy? Because there's a lot of restaurateurs that, they're a cook that decided, oh, I'm a really good chef and I can open up a restaurant. And they don't realize there's a whole business behind the restaurant. How did you figure out that you need to be the person in the front facing to the public of it and not the person who's in the back always working on the business?
It works both ways. One, I'm not a cook, so I'll leave that for my wife.
Okay.
So you won't catch me in the kitchen other than washing dishes.
Right.
But front face is always the best because when they come in, the first thing they see is how clean your place is. Having a professional cleaning crew, clean our facilities makes it a lot better than having your employees working a 8-10 hour shift. They're tired, they want to go home. Having a clean facility is very important. Number two, when they walk in, you obviously want to greet them. I hate it when people stand up and when they walk up to the front and they got to sit there for 45 seconds to a minute. So you want to be able to greet them, sit them down, give them the proper service. Now, don't get me wrong, the busier it gets, your food may take a little longer to get out, or if the bartenders are super busy at McGarry's, it may take a little longer to get a drink, but 99% of the clientele understands that part of it.
Especially when they're sitting there talking to you instead of what.
And it does help.
Yeah.
And it does help because you kind of give your staff enough time to go back there, get the water, the iced tea, or whatever it is, or a cocktail. But most importantly, asking them like how good their meal was or drink was and making them feel at home. That's the key thing. Is like when you go there, you were asking me a question like why? Because before I got into the business and I went to places, right? Like for an example, one particular restaurant in town, back in the days, he always greeted me when I was there, came, shook my hand, and it makes you feel important. You know what I'm saying? It's like you felt welcomed. It was nice to know that the owner walked over to you and acknowledged you, and it's always stuck to me. And I always feel like I do it. And I'll make it a point everywhere I go. Like if I go into McGarry's, I will make sure that I will go around and see all my friends, or even if there are people there, I'll greet them and shake their hand. And then they might ask me, oh, are you the owner? And and it becomes, a talk, But very key, yes. Going back to your question, yes, I do believe that being friends with the majority of your customers is more beneficial than it is to hurt you.
There is one person who always makes me feel right at home every time I go home. It's now time for Off Script with Tamala.
Welcome to Off Script with Tamala. I'm Tamala, and guess what? It's happy hour, but we can't go without our sponsor. Off Script with Tamala is sponsored by Cazador Staffing, your matchmaking experts for top-tier talent. They don't just fill positions, they find the perfect fit for your team. No awkward hires, no ghosting, just real results. Ready to fall in love with your next hire? Visit CazadorStaffing.com or call 877-800-4622. Cazador Staffing, swipe right on better talent. Hi, George. Thanks for joining us for Meat and Potatoes, but specifically for my segment, Off Script with Tamala.
Thank you for having me on your show.
I have some questions for you.
Let's do it.
What kind of experience do you want people to have when they enter one of your venues?
I want it to be a perfect 10.
Yeah?
So it is. It's, when people get to know my day-to-day operations at either business, I always want a perfect 10. I want to make sure that every customer that walks in that door drinks, eats, leaves with the best customer service. And I know we're not perfect. I know we're going to make mistakes. When I go out to places, I always now that I own a restaurant, I'm always looking at things here and there, wondering. It's always, to me, a perfect 10. So I want the best experience for every single customer that comes in and out of there.
Is there a vibe that you're hoping for? Like fun, relaxed?
At Legends, we're a bar and grill. It's eating and drinking. We don't do entertainment there unless you're in the event center.
Okay.
The restaurant's a restaurant, and then we have the event center where we'll host from weddings to concerts to like Cake It with Justin with parents and kids. It's a different atmosphere.
Okay.
And then at McGarry's though, We have entertainment, music, so yeah, it is much louder. People drink there because at McGarry's there's no food. It's strict. You know what you're going there to do is drink.
I've been there many times.
It's
Oh, I know.
And we have karaoke on Tuesdays. We have live music. So yeah, it's it's a different, completely different atmosphere.
Okay. All right. Next question. Owning multiple nightlife venues sounds intense. How do you balance that? How do you balance the difference of those nightlife events areas with your own life? Like, do you ever get to relax and just not go there?
Yes, I do. I do make it a point. We really try to do our best with doing the day-to-day operation for the daytime up until I really try to make it a point 6 p.m., 7 p.m., try to cut it down, go home, spend time with the kids and the family. When you have great employees, they have a tendency of fixing that problem or knowing not to call you and take care of it. Or if it's not really an important thing, we could talk about it tomorrow. Certain people have my emergency contact where if it's an emergency and they know that one person to call me, so that way I do answer the phone. But for the most part, I'll be honest with you, I rarely get phone calls at nighttime. The employees are so great to where they take care of it.
Yeah.
But definitely not, I'm not a nightlife guy.
No.
I own it, but I'm not in it.
All right. Good to know. Didn't know that. We didn't know that. Okay. What separates a place people visit once to a place that people come back over and over again?
McGarry's, obviously, a lot of my clientele there, actually at both places, but I mean, speaking on McGarry's first, you're serving good drinks, stiff drinks. You're not shorting the customer. You're not charging them an arm and a leg. A clean facility, great customer service. We'll always bring them back. There's, I'm sure when you have a bad outing at a place, I kind of hope in the most part that they would let me know what happened and see what I need to do to fix it. But for the most part at McGarry's, I mean, if I'm getting a late text message or an Instagram message, it normally changes by the time morning comes because they're normally super intoxicated when they, a lot changes from nighttime to morning time.
Right.
Legends, it all stems from your kitchen.
Okay.
The great customer service at both locations, but really it's the food quality, consistency, quality. It does make a difference because I've always told all my employees, and my kitchen understands this, and with my wife in the kitchen especially, that's the motor to your business. I could be a great owner. You might you could love me for all you want, but if that food's coming out horrible, you're not coming back.
Well, that's true.
You're not coming back. I don't care how much you like me, you're not coming back. But you can kind of like me, but if my food's great and my prices are good, you may come back multiple times,
Yeah.
But honestly, all in all, as a whole, the food quality is great. Drinks are great. You're getting great customer service starting from the owner all the way down to your servers. I just think it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. I like too that you go around and you talk to your patrons because
I always do.
I always like to go to a restaurant. We like to go to a certain sushi restaurant and the owner would always come and sit with us for a little while and maybe have a little bit of soju with us and that means a lot to us.
Honestly, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy it. A lot of people think you got to do it. I don't have to do it. I mean, I choose to do it. It's good for the business, but I personally, from my heart, I do truly enjoy going around talking to people and seeing my friends come back and, and it means a lot more,
All right. Those were my hard questions. Was it painful?
That was easy.
Okay. Awesome. But now you want to play games with me?
Yes.
Yay. Okay. So here is our Wheel of Destiny.
We're going to play Monopoly.
That is forever. That is the longest game in the world. Spin my wheel. Michael's going to tell us what we're going to play, and then we'll play. I'll explain as we go.
Okay.
So spin the wheel.
I can't see what I'm spinning?
Nope.
What is it?
What is it? Dun, 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 dun. Michael's going to bring over an item with a cloche on it, and then you're going to lift the cloche and tell us what it is.
Am I doing it now?
Yeah.
Is something going to jump out at me?
No. Okay.
I was going to say it's absolutely nothing.
All right. Well, here we go. Describe it to our radio listeners, what you see right here.
Scale?
It's a scale?
Yeah.
Yeah? What kind of scale do you think that is?
Something that old drug dealers used to use?
You're not 100% wrong.
It's a weight scale, isn't it? It's a weight scale.
It's a little scale with a drawer.
It's actually pretty.
It has little weights in it.
Describe what it's made out of, its colors.
Oh, what it's okay.
Because we
So
have a
it's
radio.
brass.
We have a radio on it. So
Okay, so
Yeah, so,
it's a wooden box. It's a wooden box with some brass scales.
yeah.
What else?
how old do you think this is?
Oh boy, I don't know, but I want it.
Well, it's not for sale. All right, I'm going to tell you what it is, okay?
100 years old.
This is a mid-1900s dental balance scale, probably from the 40s to 50s. Before medicine and dental materials became pre-packaged, everything had to be carefully weighed by hand. Powders, compounds, metals, even gold and solder used for crowns, bridges, and fillings. And this is how they did it with this little scale. This particular scale belonged to Dr. Dana Yeoman's grandfather, who worked as a dental lab technician, which is what I do. It still even has bits of gold and thread and silver solder tucked inside this little drawer. We got this handy little drawer. So basically, old school dentistry was part medicine, part metalwork, and just a tiny bit terrifying.
I think it's pretty cool.
It is very cool. So right now, so let's see, in the 1940s, this would have sold for about $25 to $75, depending on what was in the drawer, the scales, the gold components, the solder, all the things that they would need. Today's cost $300 to $1,000, depending on the components that come with it. In the antique market, this only goes for about $150 to $400. Could you find a use for this in your business?
No, other than it sitting on my wall looking really pretty.
Weigh the cheese.
Yeah, actually, it could be a use in our kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, on a small scale.
Small scale.
But yeah, it could be.
You ready for another game?
Yes, I am.
All right. Go ahead and spin that wheel.
Burglar.
Burglar. All right. If you could be a burglar and go into any business, anywhere, and steal one item that is going to inconvenience them all day long, multiple times a day, what would you steal?
The first thing I think of is what about stealing? Well, you couldn't really steal it. It would probably be more of turning off like a gas valve at a restaurant
Oh, yeah.
because then they can't cook.
Yeah. Could you steal the knob off of it without it leaking?
Yeah, you probably could. You could probably turn it off and then steal the knob and not let them know somewhere out in the back, and then they would,
Yeah.
really, that would be a big inconvenience. I hope this is not karma that's going to come back and bite me.
No, nope. This is just an innocent game. We're not really doing it. Awesome.
One more game.
Wild card.
Wild card. All right. In this game, I'm going to read you a sentence that you have to finish. If you had to only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like homemade
favorite.
sauce, meatballs.
Every Wednesday at Legends, we do like a Middle Eastern infused spaghetti, and I could eat that every day.
Really?
Yeah.
We have to go.
Yeah.
Wait, every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday,
Ah, how late are you open?
9:00.
Okay.
That is-
Awesome.
I could live off spaghetti every day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We got to try that. What's a habit you have that would surprise most people?
Well, I mean, a lot of people know, a lot of my friends know, but I do smoke hookah every day.
What does it do for you?
Well, when you have a long day at work and you're stressed out,
Yeah?
my best time is when I go home, eat, hang out with the family, kids go to bed.
Yeah.
I'll go outside, turn on my hookah, it relaxes me. I can get all my emails done.
Okay.
It's one of those things where it's like one thing I always enjoy doing as a nightcap, right before I go to bed.
Okay.
Desert island.
If you were on a desert island, what 3 items would you take? You do not need to take water because there's a natural spring for your water. But what would you take? 3 things. It could be people. It could be things. 3.
Let's include wife and kids as one.
Yes, family.
So I'm not going to say all my kids because
Yeah.
then that's all 3 of
You
them.
can say just family.
I mean, a must is obviously water.
No, you don't need water.
Oh, you don't need
There's
water?
a natural spring.
Okay,
Fresh water.
Beautiful, that's perfect. I would need my what food? Is food considered?
There's
No.
animals on the deserted island.
Okay. My hookah setup has got to go with me. I'm not going to go on this deserted island with no hookah, so I got to make sure I have that.
Okay.
But it's got to come with the full package, because I
Okay,
can't mention
yeah.
everything. Family, hookah, and if I can get food out there, then I don't need to say food, because food is obviously one of the most important things, and I would only need 2 things. I don't even need a third.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Look at
I'll
you.
probably have to take my armory just in case. Oh, I have to probably say I'd have to take my guns because I'm gonna need to get that to get my food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I do need 3.
Okay. All right. Well, this was so much fun. Did you have fun or was it
I
painful?
did have fun.
Okay.
It was actually a lot funner than I was thinking about it. Because this guy worried me when he was sitting there telling me, be careful.
I know.
No, that was really good.
If Visioneers want to get a hold of you, can you please look into this camera and share your information?
Yes, you can follow us on McGarry's Irish Pub on Instagram and Facebook, or Legends Event Center on Instagram and Facebook, or you can call the facilities, or just come on in.
I really enjoyed our conversation with George, and I hope you did too. If you did, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave us a comment, and we'll see you at Legends.